All right, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to another vid. I received a package from Thunder recently that I opened like a damn savage because I couldn't figure out how to get into the damn thing. But inside of the package, we had the brand new Thunder Inverted Kingpins, and these are in size 148, which, you know, I've been skating the 148s. And along with the trucks came this little letter for me here. Thank you for being a part of Thunder. The new inverted editions have Thunder's exclusive inverted hollow kingpin design for more grind clearance and less weight, which makes sense. I've been actually thinking about this for a long time, like why Thunder hasn't done this yet, because I know Indy has it, which I heard they're not actually the best. I don't know from experience, I've never skated them, but I heard the Indy ones kind of come loose a lot. I've heard that from multiple people. They don't stay tight. But the unique low profile head design with sharp edges guarantees no hanging up or no catching on smiths or feebles. And that is literally the #1 thing that I pictured with these trucks. I was like, I want to go do smith grind. So that's basically what we're going to do today, is I'm going to just kind of skate around, get used to them, and then I want to test that clearance on smith grind tricks and see how it feels compared to what I'm used to skating. Because I skate this ledge all the time and I do a lot of smith grinds. It can definitely grab your kingpin here. You have to really lean back on it and you still even feel that kingpin hit. I'm excited to see how these things smith grind. And the other thing that this truck has is like all these edges along the base plate are much more round than the ones before, which is good for like getting into tail slides. If you under rotate your tail slide and you kind of jam in on this base plate, is where a lot of the sticking on tail slides comes from. Having that rounded corner and these rounded edges up top here will actually make for locking into tail slides and kind of smoothing your way into the tail slide a lot more easier. And then these ones also come with the new purple bushings. I don't know if they're gonna be my favorite. You know how crazy I am about bushings, but I'm gonna leave them in for today's session and just try and get used to them and see how they feel so I can give my honest opinion on how these Thunder new bushings feel. I really like the purple color. It's pretty sick. It's like a clearish purple, and it's not like a super dark purple or a super bright purple. It's like, I don't know, it's a really tasteful purple. So I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know, I think they look pretty sick. I guess the bushings are a 90 DU hardness, so they're actually kind of soft. It's like a soft bushing, which is good for me. I'm stoked to see how actual soft they are or how they kind of flex and if they stick at all. I found a lot of success in the ace bushings that I've been skating lately where I can kind of pop those things in. They're nice and soft and responsive and they don't stick off the bat, which is amazing for me. That's why I kind of been sticking with those ace bushings. But I'm gonna try these today, see how they feel. But if you get a look at this kingpin right here, it's also got a rounded design, which allows for, even if there was some ledge or rail to hit that, it's gonna be much smoother to grind across rather than the squared off bolt that is gonna dig into any ledge that hits it. It's a much better design, a much lower kingpin. I mean, you should be able to see that. And what the inverted kingpin really means is they kind of flipped it around so that the bolt of the kingpin is actually in the bottom, and then you still tighten this one from the top. They say you have to use their specific Spitfire tool for this, or at least that's what they're recommending. I'm pretty sure you can find any Allen key that fits that size and be able to tighten and loosen it just fine. These drop on Monday the 16th, which this video probably will come out after that. So these trucks, when you see this video, should probably already be out for you guys to pick up. And when they launch, they come out in sizes 147, 148, and 149s. But I did ask specifically if they were gonna do titanium ones, and as of right now, they have no plans to do titanium light inverted kingpins, which I wish that they did, because that might be the only thing that holds me back from actually skating these all the time. I'm gonna see how they feel, but I'm really big on having a light truck. Not that these feel heavy, but they're gonna be a little heavier than my titaniums were. I just have to see how that feels, kind of see how that plays out. But yeah, I'm gonna set these things up and we'll get to it, man. I'm gonna try to skate these things today. Let's get it. Got these things all set up. The first thing I noticed is they are ridiculously loose, like unstable loose. I don't know if that's unstably. They're very, very unstable. I guess I'll leave it at that. So I'm gonna tighten them up a bit. I guess I can kind of show you how they tighten as well with this tool that they recommend you use. It's like the Spitfire tool, but it really just has like a Allen key for the bolts, and then this second Allen key here is for the trucks. It just goes in and you would tighten it down. But it is like very loose, like ridiculous. I like loose trucks, it's ridiculously loose. First thing I noticed using this tool is it's a little bit annoying because it doesn't clear the wheel. So you kind of can only half turn at a time. You can't really like fully just keep cranking the thing. Well, that's whatever. This place is so crowded right now with baseball. Everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy, which I kind of am crazy, but you know what I mean. I didn't even see what I just did there, like how many turns or whatever. I'm just gonna kind of get a feel for it. It's also interesting not having the bolt to be able to gauge kind of where, like how tightened down you are. Usually you can see the threads and like kind of equal them out, and you don't have that to see up top. So it's a little bit like blind, unless you like count your turns or something like that. We'll see. I'm gonna try to get used to these things. I don't think I should tighten them any more than that. I feel like I kind of went in a little bit, so I'll just try and skate them for a second. the first kind of test is gonna be like how the bushings feel and if I notice the trucks being any heavier. Kind of why I'm gonna skate flat ground, warm up a bit. Flat ground and flip tricks, I get a good gauge on how heavy my board feels and everything like that. The bushings are really loose, but they feel responsively loose, where they're not like sticking to one side or the other. I think these bushings might be good, but only time will tell. We'll see. They're just still a little bit mushy, but overall, they're way better than the last time I tried to skate Thunder stock bushing, so I'm not mad at it yet. They don't really feel much heavier either. I think it's just because it's not that much of a difference anyway from like titanium lights to these. Thought I noticed something, and so far I don't really notice it. I could probably skate these. Yeah, so far so good. I mean, I just gotta get used to these bushings. They're still a little wobbly, man, and I hope they kind of start to tighten up and break in a little bit. Too busy out here, and you guys are probably over my flat ground routine by now. I feel like I do the same flat ground tricks every day just to warm up and stuff, especially when I'm getting used to something new. I also do that, so that's why a lot of times with these videos where I'm testing something new, I just do the same flat ground tricks. So sorry if that's boring, but that's just how I have to go about it. So far they feel fine. The bushings are a little weird, but they feel more similar to my board now, like with the trucks that I had on, than any other Thunder bushings I've ever had, to be honest. That's a good sign. But let's get in the park, skate the ledge a little bit, and see how these things feel. I don't know who put this ramp over here, but that thing's gotta go. Bad spot. I don't usually like skating the ledge when it's this hot outside, because it melts all the wax and it's kind of just always sticky no matter what you do. But then also it's super dangerous to your feet because it's like slick wax up here. So if you miss like a kick or crook and you put your foot on top, you could die. That being said, I probably won't flip into much today, if anything, but we're gonna do some Smith grind variations and stuff like that. And it's really just about the trucks, man. It's about the trucks. Let's get some warm-ups in. I was fighting for my life on that one. I thought I had it. It's like your kingpin. I guess it depends how much weight you have on it and like if the way that you're in the Smith grind, but like when you put your board on it and try to dip it as far as it could dip, the kingpin actually never even hits. You hit the part of the hanger first. You hit like right here before like the king, it like misses the kingpin and hits here, but you have to be like very dipped for that. So pretty cool. I mean, that should really help Smith grind. So let's try to get a back Smith. So I guess since I had some more weight on it, you could see like it hit here, the hanger, and it also just hit a little bit of the washer there. Pretty much missed this whole round kingpin part though. And I was pretty like dipped in there. Oh my God. So uncomfortable with that trick actually. I haven't done that in so long. That was actually really fun. I never do it. I think of Kevin Braun though every time I think of the backsmith the back tail. Kevin Braun trick, man. I feel like I haven't skated with that dude in so long. It's one of my favorites too. Might be done with the frontside Smith grinds though. They just feel mad weird. Overall, so far, these things are great. And I mean, after all those Smith grinds I did, you can still see, I hope you can see that anyway, it's missing the whole top kingpin part. It's only hitting these rounded areas, that's so much more clearance than what you used to have with a regular truck. It's so much more clearance. It's crazy. Wow. Different. Back 180. I also don't mean to be saying like, wow, after I'm landing tricks, but it's just shocking how different it feels and how easily it's working. And I'm genuinely surprised on how they feel. That's what the wows are about. It's not like wowing at my own tricks, if that makes sense. I know I said I wasn't gonna flip into anything because of the wax on the ledge, but I'm trying to think of something like more unique that I don't do all the time, and I don't think I've done a switch footback Smith in like 3 years, so that's what I did was at Radnor Park. So I'll try and do it. Otherwise, I'll just go to my usuals, but we'll see what happens. I do switch footback tails so much that I know when I'm gonna get into it, but with switch footback Smith, I don't really know if it's gonna be up on top of the ledge or not. I mean, some trial and error. I think it's a commitment thing. Like if I try to get into it, I'll probably get into it. It's like don't know for sure, so I'm bailing. Bailing, I gotta trust it, man. It's so scary. Like sometimes I feel like the switch wheel's not gonna go high enough, and I'm gonna hit on the way up as I really commit to it. And that's the only thing I'm sketched about. Ooh, there we go. It's the first one I actually tried to put my back foot on. Did a switch foot back lip. Oh boy. I was just saying I need to switch flip straighter, and then I switch flip too straight. That's what happens though. Like I've got into so many that get pushed out. Yeah. And I think it's because I'm like too on top.
Just get that.
Like I did one already. It was bad, but like I did it. And I was like, fuck.
Oh.
That's like still.
Yeah, that one would not have. You wouldn't have wanted that. So.
Nah. Schmivo. That wasn't it.
That's on you, man. I can't call that one. It depends on what kind of Smith you like.
Oh, that was not the kind I like. I don't think that's the kind of Smith anybody likes.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. That was beautiful.
That was the one. Fuck, man.
Wow.
I'd rather take one of those ones where you kind of one-foot it, like it dips and you're just one-footed, than the one I did.
Alright.
I don't know what that was, but it felt kind of sick. I got these dialed, dude.
Man.
Unless I actually try one. Yeah. If I try one, I won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
No, dude. Is that it? That was better, right? That was the best one.
I think so, man.
Dude, it's funny because riding up to that one felt horrible. All right. Well, that switch flip back Smith was a battle. Much harder than I remember it. But we got one about, 4 switch flip back lips later and a couple sketchy switch flip back Smiths. We got one that was all right. It was still a little short. I wish I would have grinded it a little bit longer. But also shout out to my homie Casey who showed up at the park while I was trying to switch flip back Smith. I was almost over it, man. I was so frustrated with getting into switch flip back lips. And when he showed up, being able to kind of talk through it with him, and he was being positive about it. He wanted to see it. So I was like way more stoked once he got there. And I was just kind of had someone there with me vibing as I was trying the switch flip back Smith. And then my phone ended up dying too. That's why the switch foot back Smith, the last couple tries, looked different. I filmed it on his phone. His phone was an iPhone 15, but it was only filming at 30 FPS, which I film all my videos in 60 FPS. But yeah, like thanks for letting me use your phone and stuff like that, and just being a good homie to have while trying to battle out that trick. Shout out Casey. As far as the trucks go, I got to skate these again, like one other session. The bushings definitely tightened up. They tightened up a lot, to where they feel pretty good actually. They're not as wobbly anymore. They're more broken in. They are still slower to respond than my Ace were. My Ace bushings I feel like are so just, I don't know how to explain it. They're like sturdy, but you lean one way and you're going that way. Like, they're so responsive, but also sturdy at the same time. So I don't know, I'm gonna skate these bushings for a little bit longer because they didn't piss me off. They're pretty good, honestly. So that's why I'm gonna try and give them more time. Maybe I'll just get used to them, like fully used to them, and just be able to run it. But otherwise, maybe in a couple days, I might let you guys know that I switch back to the Ace bushings. I'm just not sure yet. I need more time on these, but they aren't bad. They are not bad at all. Good bushings as far as Thunder bushings go. And then for the trucks, pretty sure they won me over. I don't think I'm gonna take these off and put my old trucks back on. I'm gonna keep running these. I really like them. They don't feel heavy. Honestly, I have no complaints about them, which is crazy. I feel like the only complaint I do have, I guess, if I have to complain, the tool thing, you know, like I get it. There's not really any other way they can kind of do it, but if you don't have one of these Allen keys, or say you just are out skating and it's really hot that day, your trucks feel really loose, and you're like, hey, does anybody have a skate tool? Like, they most likely don't have this one, you know what I mean? So you're kind of stuck without a skate tool a lot of times, or like without that convenience to just grab any skate tool and tighten your trucks or loosen your trucks. As far as everything else goes with the trucks, I really liked the feel of the rounded edges. I mean, it's hard to kind of get a good gauge on that. It's not the craziest like improvement. It is rounded here and you can tell, but it's marginal, you know. It's nothing like this. This Kingpin clearance is a huge difference from OG Thunder trucks to these newer ones. One thing I have to say though, I do wish and I hope that they come out with titanium lights. I'd be really stoked on that. Dude, for me, day one went amazing, so I'm gonna keep skating them and see how it goes. We're gonna need a little like long-term review. I heard about the Indy ones, I guess over time the bolt will like loosen or turn on its own or some weird shit, so I was like, hopefully that doesn't happen with these. But as of right now, man, super stoked on these trucks. I'm leaving them on. I'm gonna keep skating them. The only thing I could say is I might swap back to the Ace bushings. Depends how the next few sessions go on these things, and that's all I gotta say about that, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace, yo.